Arnab Goswami on The Debate at 9. Presented by Amity University. Powered by RP Sanjeev Goenka Group, Century Ply, Havels and MYK Laticrete Tile Adhesives.
Good evening and welcome, viewers. Politicians who think they are military experts should be shown their place. There is this Congress MP, for example, who says that vis-a-vis China, our military deployments are not up to the mark, according to him. This MP knows nothing. He knows nothing about military logistics, but will confidently, just because he's become a politician, criticize the army chief and the Eastern Army commander. And sitting in India, carrying an Indian passport, slam the Indian army. These are the kind of people, viewers, we are dealing with. These are the same people who are waiting for a military setback for their own country, India. They don't care how much their ill-informed comments hurt the military morale. 4 days back, 300 brave Indians came together as one unit, and without even using a weapon, with their bare hands, physically pushed the Chinese back. That is courage. And today, this politician, along with other members of the conspiratorial Congress party, attack the Indian army and its deployments. They say, the conspiratorial Congress says, that the Indian army does not know how to deploy the forces against the Chinese. So who should we ask? I ask this ill-informed MP and the conspiratorial Congress. Should we ask Mr. Mallikarjun Kharge? Should we ask Mr. Robert Vadra to deploy the forces along the LAC? Viewers, the Vadra Congress are Sinophiles, which means they love the Chinese. They love the Chinese. And why not? They have a secret arrangement with the Chinese. We all know that. And financial trusts, ladies and gentlemen, financial trust, ladies and gentlemen, in which members of the Vadra family, I repeat, financial trusts in which members of the Vadra family, including Sonia Gandhi, ladies and gentlemen, are vested, have taken money from the Chinese. I'm saying so openly. So indirectly, hasn't Sonia Gandhi taken money from the Chinese? I'm warning you, viewers, please understand, the Congress party is firmly in the Chinese camp, which is dangerous for the country. Jairam Ramesh and his understudy Rahul Gandhi are both known Sinophiles. They love the Chinese. They are China bhakts. And I think that the conspiratorial Congress is very angry because every time, despite their hopes, the Indian army outwits and pushes back the Chinese. Who are these Congress people to talk anyway? Feeding as they are off the Nehruvian tradition of compromising national interest. We all know what Nehru did. He compromised our country's interest as a prime minister of this country. And today, the great grandson of Nehru, the same Nehru who compromised India to pacify his Chinese friends, his great grandson praises the Chinese and lunches with them when our forces push back the Chinese in Doklam. You decide, viewers. You, viewers, can expose these Sinophile conspirators. In fact, I think you should start doing so now. Do your bit, viewers, for the country. Start by doing your own detailed research today. Put out your Twitter threads on how moderate and liberal the Chinese are vis-a-vis the Congress, and how moderate and liberal the Congress are vis-a-vis the Chinese. And ask yourself, what is the reason behind this affection and love between the Chinese and the Congress? How the Congress never and I repeat, never takes on China very strongly, very directly, or very sharply. They'd rather criticize the Indian government and the Indian army. They'll attack the Indian army, they'll never attack Xi Jinping's army. Is that accidental? You think this can be accidental? I don't think so. What do you think, viewers? It's not accidental. I'm telling you, it is part of the Congress party's tradition of siding with the Chinese, with whom they have a secret and written understanding that they won't share with us the details of. A secret understanding that Sonia Gandhi got signed on Chinese soil while she was in China. The pages and draft of which Sonia Gandhi and Nehru's great-grandson refused to put out in the public domain. This is like the Vadra Congress having a secret agreement with the Pakistan People's Party or the Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf. Only it's more dangerous. Their secret commitment, understanding, signed agreement, and financial links with the Chinese Communist Party are far more dangerous for our country because China poses to all of us in India a far greater threat. So what can you do, viewers? You must start a movement. All of you can. You can start a movement, you can demand that the Vadra family and Sonia Gandhi disclose their secret agreement, arrangement, past records, and understanding with the Chinese Communist Party. And remember, your pressure will make them buckle. We cannot have a party in this country that has compromised national security by leveraging its position in power to get private benefits for the party. We just can't allow it. We have fought very hard for our independence. Very hard. And a party that has a deal with the enemy cannot consider it their private business anymore. Until then, can their ignorant MPs please stop trying to advise the Chief of Army Staff on military deployment? We will never forgive what Nehru did. What Nehru did was unforgivable. He snooped on Netaji. He compromised our country repeatedly. Nehru compromised the country in Kashmir. Nehru compromised the country vis-a-vis China. We'll never forgive Nehru. But we are incredibly proud about what our army does. And Nehru's party and his great-grandson have no right to question what our army does. Let the message go clearly to them. That's my first debate tonight, viewers. Debate number one, stay out of what you don't know, Mr. Congress MP and Mr. Owaisi. Debate number two tonight. This sinophilia, this love and affection for the Chinese with the Vadra Congress, given the background of their secret understanding, their written understanding with the Chinese Communist Party, there should be a proper investigation on that, also their financial deals. And here are the headlines this Tuesday evening on the Debate Tonight.
भारतीय सेना ने बहादुरी से पीएलए को हमारी टेरिटरी में अतिक्रमण करने से रोका और उन्हें उनकी पोस्ट पर वापस जाने के लिए मजबूर कर दिया, अध्यक्ष महोदय।
India has not ceded an inch. The Defence Minister of India shuts down doubters by putting out facts in the Parliament.
बुनियादी सवाल ये है कि ये क्यों हो रहा है, चीन की मंशा क्या है। भारत चीन रिश्तों के ऊपर एक व्यापक बहस की जरूरत है।
And the Vadra Congress continues to act as China's force multiplier raises questions and attacks the army's deployment of the LAC.
इंडियन आर्मी वैसे बहुत तगड़ा है। इंडियन आर्मी जो चाइना वाला है वो तो बहुत गंदा है। यहाँ में जो जब तक इंडियन आर्मी है तब तक तो चाइना का कुछ चलेगा ही नहीं यहाँ पे।
And there's a nationalistic surge across India as the army pushes back the Chinese in Tawang.
5 नंबर का प्रश्न देखकर मैं इनकी चिंता समझ गया। 5 नंबर के प्रश्न है राजीव गांधी फाउंडेशन के FCRA रजिस्ट्रेशन को रद्द करने के बारे में।
And as the Vadra Congress disrupts Parliament, Amit Shah accuses them of using the tactic to avoid questions on taking money for the Chinese for the Rajiv Gandhi Foundation. And for those demanding sabut, the satellite images we are putting out on Republic clearly show how our troops were clearly on the front foot.
Well, exactly. Right now, me and my video journalist Sanjay Naya standing right in ground zero, Tawang town.
And the first and the only news network to reach and report from Tawang Republic's Kishaloi is on the ground. And ladies and gentlemen, India has pushed the Chinese PLA troops back successfully, and how? Our military is armed and ever ready. It was a fantastic response. The forces within minutes pushed back and retained Indian territory in every contingency. But some politicians who are Sinophiles want to turn overnight experts on the military and question the Indian Army Chief and the Eastern Army Commander's deployment and ability of the Indian Armed Forces. Tonight, let's give them a reality check. Let's debate.
प्लीज स्टेटमेंट के बीच में नहीं बोलते।
A full statement by the Defence Minister on the Tawang clashes.
उपसभापति महोदय, 9 दिसंबर 2022 को चाइनीज पीएलए ट्रूप्स ने तवांग सेक्टर के यांगसे एरिया में लाइन ऑफ एक्चुअल कंट्रोल पर अतिक्रमण कर स्टेटस को एक तरफा बदलने का प्रयास किया। चाइना के इस प्रयास का हमारी सेना ने दृढ़ता के साथ सामना किया। उपसभापति और सदन को यह भी बताना चाहूंगा, इस फेस ऑफ में हाथापाई भी हुई और भारतीय सेना ने बहादुरी से पीएलए को हमारी टेरिटरी में अतिक्रमण करने से रोका और उन्हें उनकी पोस्ट पर वापस जाने के लिए मजबूर कर दिया। इस झड़प में दोनों ओर के सैनिकों को कुछ चोटें आई हैं। उपसभापति महोदय, मैं इस सदन को यह बताना चाहता हूं कि हमारे किसी भी सैनिक की न तो मृत्यु हुई है और न ही कोई गंभीर रूप से घायल हुआ। इंडियन मिलिट्री कमांडर्स के टाइमली इंटरवेंशन के कारण पीएलए सोल्जर्स अपनी लोकेशंस पर वापस चले गए। मैं इस सदन को आश्वस्त करना चाहता हूं कि हमारी सेनाएं हमारी भौमिक अखंडता को सुरक्षित रखने के लिए पूरी तरह से प्रतिबद्ध हैं और इसके खिलाफ किसी भी प्रयास को रोकने के लिए सदैव तत्पर है। मुझे विश्वास है कि यह सदन हमारी सेनाओं की वीरता और साहस को एक स्वर से समर्थन देगा। और अध्यक्ष महोदय, मैं आश्वस्त हूं कि यह संसद बिना किसी संशय के भारत की सेना की क्षमता, शौर्य, पराक्रम और प्रतिबद्धता का भी अभिनंदन करेगी। धन्यवाद।
आपके माननीय सदस्यों के महत्वपूर्ण प्रश्न लगे हुए हैं।
But the opposition couldn't see beyond politics.
सदन की कार्रवाई आज 12 बजे तक के लिए स्थगित की जाती है।
Our army is controlling the Chinese on every terrain. In the northeast at Tawang,
एकदम ये जो मैं जहाँ पे खड़ा हूँ, एकदम तावांग जाने के रास्ते पे खड़ा हूँ। ये रास्ता मेरे पीछे जो लीड करता है सीधा तावांग जाता है। पूरा एरिया में जब हम लोग आए और लोकल से भी बात कर रहे थे, वो लोग भी काफी बात कर रहे हैं इसके बारे में कि चाइना की तरफ से ऐसा इंकर्शन बार बार ऐसा होगा तो क्या स्टेप लिया जाएगा इसके हिसाब से। और
in Ladakh,
मैं आपको फिर से बता दूं कि हमारी टीम लगातार आगे जा रही है। गांव में हम पहुंचे हुए हैं। मैं आपको देखिए एक मूवमेंट दिखाना चाहूंगा जो आमतौर पर होता है। आपको देखिए पीछे एक हेलीकॉप्टर नजर आ रहा होगा, लेकिन जमीन पर और आसमान में भारत की अचूक नजर है। और चाहे चीन कितनी ही चालबाजियां कर ले, लेकिन यही वो जज्बा है जो कम होना नहीं है और ना होगा। हम ऐसी तस्वीर लगातार देखते हैं कि जमीन और आसमान पर दोनों तरफ से गश्ती जारी है।
yet their ability was questioned.
बुनियादी सवाल ये है कि ये क्यों हो रहा है, चीन की मंशा क्या है, और इसीलिए हमने काम रोको प्रस्ताव दिया है सरकार से ये पूछने के लिए कि ये भारत चीन रिश्तों के ऊपर एक व्यापक बहस की जरूरत है।
Yet some fear-mongered.
आप तो सरेंडर कर चुके हैं चीन को, आप तो बोलते ही नहीं है कुछ चीन के बारे में। पीएम मोदी के ही जमाने में डोकलाम हुआ, पीएम मोदी ने ही कहा था कि ना कोई घुसा है ना घुसा है, तो फिर आपने इतने 15 राउंड जो बातचीत हुई क्या हुआ बताइए। डेमचौक डेपसाम में चीन नहीं बैठा है और यहाँ आकर हमला करता है। देश के प्रधानमंत्री चीन के नाम लेने से डरते हैं।
Republic has accessed satellite imagery that debunks all these claims.
Look at these images. Right, multiple posts, Dipti, not one or two, multiple posts near Tulungla. One, that's two, and this is extremely, and the two posts and the helipad
and the camp and the road construction, the most important aspect is how the army has been consolidating its infrastructure along the line of actual control. The number of Indian Army soldiers who turned up there and the response time was one of the reasons why we pushed them back, and not 1 inch was ceded.
The opposition's xenophilia is being combated with this surge of undeniable nationalism.
उन लोगों का हमेशा कि दूसरा देश हड़पने के चक्कर में रहता है, और दुख इसलिए है कि हमारा देश तो हड़प लिया, फिर भी अभी भारत देश में टांग अड़ा रहे हैं।
फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल ये चाइना लोगों का काम ही ऐसी है, दूसरे के काम में दखल अंदाजी देना, और जो बीमारी जो कोविड फैलाया चाइनीज लोगों ने, ये जो बीमारी फैलाया उनका आदत से हम बाज नहीं आएगा कभी भी।
Republic's crew reached Tawang, where there is resounding support of our forces.
ये तो ऐसे तो यहाँ में इंडियन आर्मी तो ऐसे बहुत तगड़ा है, जब तक यहाँ पे अभी इंडियन आर्मी है तब तक हम लोग सुरक्षित है, और इंडियन आर्मी ने चाइना को ऐसे खदेड़ा है कि वो वापस आ नहीं पाएगा।
It's clear the political unawares should stop meddling in the army's affairs. Let's debate.
We know our panelists, familiar faces, and joining them is Major Matthews Tekeda, who's a defense expert from Delhi. And you see, Sudhindra Bhadoria, Surendra Chauhan, Vivek Srivastava, and Tanveer. Don't mind what I'm going to say, but frankly, aapko kuch nahi pata hai. You know nothing. You know nothing about the army. You know nothing about deployment. You know nothing about our forces. You don't know anything. You are totally ignorant. You don't know about the...
How did you come to this great conclusion? How did you come to this great conclusion?
Okay. Now you'll repeat it once or twice. Now you keep quiet, I'll tell you. Yeah. I have not come to the conclusion. I am convinced about it that you know nothing. आप कुछ नहीं जानते. और जानने के बावजूद, ना जानने के बावजूद आप मनीष तिवारी के तरह सवाल पूछेंगे about military deployments. What does Manish Tiwari know about military deployments, Mita Prakash? Tara bataiye mujhe. He's a lawyer, he's a middle-level lawyer, I think. But what does he know about military deployments?
You are also a journalist. What do you know about?
No, I have not said I'm an expert. No, but I'm not saying I'm an expert. I believe the army. मैं आपकी तरह नहीं हूँ, jack of all trades. The question is, आप जानते क्या हैं? 1 minute. You don't know anything.
बिल्कुल जानते हैं.
नहीं जानते.
बिल्कुल जानते हैं.
आप बिल्कुल नहीं
जानते. We also know why this happened.
No, you don't know.
Your American stooges is what we have.
You're just a Chinese. You're a Chinese chamcha. That's what you are. Anyone ever told you that?
I am not like this government, which is an American chamcha and the.
Yeah, but you're a Chinese chamcha, and you proudly say that you're a Chinese chamcha.
I'll tell you what. 3rd of December, sir. You have a Yuddhabhyas with the United States. You know, in Uttarakhand, 100 kilometers from line of actual control, and the American ambassador in India says the Chinese can go to hell and say whatever they want. I mean, Mr. Modi is becoming the second Zelensky. The way the Americans left Ukraine to its fate.
Okay, now reduce his fader, viewers. Just reduce his fader because he'll repeat himself. Your fader is reduced. So if you want to keep talking, you're only doing it out of frustration. But I'll tell you this. I want to tell all our viewers today that here we have on television a man who's a Chinese chamcha, who openly will attack India, attack the Indian Army exercises, you know, which have taken place last week, support the Chinese army, right? And then like the similar line, there's no difference between you and Manish Tiwari. Only you are more extreme. Manish Tiwari knows nothing and thinks he knows. You know nothing, but you will prove it on national television by coming in on a debate like this. You know nothing. Anyone ever told you that, Vivek Srivastava? You're the most ignorant person on military affairs, but you'll say it.
Did you give me time to speak?
No, I'll give you time to speak. I'm just putting this out. Gaurav, what does he know? Gaurav, ये बताइए मुझे, Gaurav Arya, what does he know? Gaurav, ये सारे लोग जितने बैठे हैं इनको क्या पता है? क्या मैं with respect does Sudhindra Bhadoria, Surendra Chauhan, Vivek Srivastava और Tanveer Ahmed know anything about the army?
आपसे सवाल है सर. 100 kilometers from LAC, अमेरिका के प्रेशर में आकर के आपने युद्धाभ्यास क्यों किया अमेरिकन के साथ? Why did you have a military exercise with Americans?
Can I respond? Can I respond, Vivek?
Yes, please. Go on, Gaurav.
Yeah, sure.
Vivek, can I respond?
Please.
Go on.
Sure, sir,
can I respond, Vivek?
Please. Yeah, please.
Vivek, देखिए ना, India has done exercises with China also. India has done exercises with Japan also. India has done exercises with everybody except for North Korea. We have done exercises with Pakistan also, by the way. We have done joint exercises with Pakistan.
Yes.
These are part of our multilateral collaborations with everything. Okay. So in the past, in the Modi regime, we have done exercises with Pakistan, with China, with everybody. What the American ambassador says to China, sir, allow me to complete, sir. Sir, allow me to complete, sir. Allow me to complete. First of all, I want to.
जी बोलिए सर,
सर देखिए, मेरी बात तो सुन लीजिए ना पूरी. Oli is a part of India. What India chooses to do with the United States of America and Oli is India's business.
Oh, this is great, sir.
है ना? इतना तो आप मानते हैं कि भाई इंडिया करेगा.
नहीं सर, नहीं, बिल्कुल नहीं सर. नॉन अलाइनमेंट.
नहीं, एक मिनट सर, आप सुनिए. विवेक, I think you are being a little unfair. विवेक, एक मिनट. जब तक चाइना के साथ इंडिया एक्सरसाइज करे, सुनिए मेरी बात. जब तक चाइना के साथ करे, पाकिस्तान के साथ करे, it has your full support.
No.
But अमेरिका के साथ करे तो इंपीरियलिस्टिक वो है, ज़ेलेंस्की बन गए मोदी जी. ये तो गलत है.
Exercise could have been at a different location, sir. Why a provocative location? And if China is opposing, why? Is the American ambassador in India provoking?
No. एक मिनट यार, विवेक, kindly don't be unfair. Vivek, I think you're being very unfair. Vivek, आप unfair हो रहे हैं. I think you're taking a CCP line, Vivek. Vivek, you're taking a CCP line. ये गलत है.
He always has. No. Gaurav, one minute. Gaurav, you're absolutely wrong. Gaurav, you're absolutely wrong when you say you are taking a CCP line today. This man takes a CCP line every day.
No, it's not
every day. He has said today. नहीं, एक मिनट. और ये बताइए मुझे, एक मिनट, मान्यवर आप रुक जाइए थोड़ी देर, और मैं सवाल पूछूं. आप रुक जाइए थोड़ी, अपने आप को रिस्ट्रेन कीजिए. सुधींद्र भदौरिया डिबेट पे है और सुधांशु त्रिवेदी डिबेट में. सुधींद्र भदौरिया जी, मेरी लाइफ की लॉजिक ये है, जिसके बारे में कुछ जानते नहीं है तो मुंह चुप करके कुछ बोलना नहीं चाहिए. नेताओं की बीमारी क्या है? Why do they have to say something? What do they know? They know nothing. What does Manish Tiwari know about military deployment? What does the opposition know about military deployment? And why are they taking this anti-army kind of position? Why?
Well, if the question is to me, let me say this, that it is true that I am not privy to what is happening on the defense lines, but I am at least in knowledge of what is happening in the domestic side. So, let me also say this, with whatever limited knowledge of foreign policy I have complete faith in the foreign policy of Dr. S. Jaishankar. I have known him for 4 decades. He will not pursue any position in the field of foreign policy where it will hurt Indian policies towards any other country vis-a-vis India. Now, having said that, let me also say this, that in the past, I do not speak for neither the Congress nor the present dispensation. I speak as a patriotic Indian. Whether it was Nehru's government, look at the kind of mistakes they made from day one, and not only during the Indo-China war, even on Tibet. He made such great blunders on Tibet. At that time, President of India, Dr. Rajendra Prasad, had very rightly suggested that we should have sided with His Holiness the Dalai Lama. We should not have let him down. And had we done
what is one minute? One minute.
China would.
Sudhindra Bhadoria, Nehru did not make a blunder. He willingly compromised. Please understand, there's a difference between the two. ये ब्लंडर बोल के उन्होंने जो किया उसको 7 खून माफ करने की कोशिश मत कीजिए. He compromised national security as prime minister.
मैं माफ नहीं कर रहा हूं. मैं ये कह रहा हूं उनकी ये गलती थी.
गलती नहीं थी. इनकी स्ट्रेटजी थी.
ये भी थी.
इनकी स्ट्रेटजी थी.
भाई आप उसको शब्दों में नहीं देखिए. मैं ये नहीं कहूंगा कि उनकी स्ट्रेटजी थी. आप ये कह सकते हैं. मैं ये मानता हूं कि उनका ये गलत फैसला था और उनका फैसला कृष्ण में
नहीं, मगर अभी की बात नहीं, अभी जो
मैं ये भी मानने के लिए
वो सवाल नहीं है. भदौरिया जी आप समझ नहीं पा रहे. भदौरिया जी वो बात नहीं है.
अभी के लिए
भदौरिया जी वो बात नहीं है. मैं कुछ और पूछ रहा हूँ. 1 सेकंड प्लीज. मैं कुछ और पूछ रहा हूँ भदौरिया जी. आप मुझे समझ नहीं पा रहे. मैं कुछ और बोल रहा हूँ. जरा मेरी बात सुनिए. मैं ये कहने की कोशिश कर रहा हूँ, और मैंने यही कहा भदौरिया जी कि जिन चीजों के बारे में नेताओं को कुछ पता नहीं है उस पर जरूरत से ज्यादा बोलने की कोई जरूरत नहीं है. Indian Air Force scrambled fighter jets 2-3 times over the last weeks to prevent air violations by the Chinese drones. जब Chinese drones की air violations चल रही थी तो line of actual control पे fighter jets were actually scrambled by the Indian Air Force. Indian Air Force has been keeping a very close watch on Chinese drone activities along the line of actual control. आपको पता है कि आर्मी सेंट एडिशनल रीइंफोर्समेंट्स विद इन मिनट्स. आप जो डिप्लॉयमेंट की बात कर रहे हैं, मुझे नहीं पता. भदौरिया जी फेथ की बात नहीं होती है जब कोई नेता कुछ फेथ की. अगर फेथ है तो मनीष तिवारी ने क्यों कहा कि हमारे आर्मी के डिप्लॉयमेंट्स में गलती है? ये बहुत ही टेक्निकल बात है. वो क्यों कहा उन्होंने?
मत पूछिए.
नहीं, मैं गलत है कि नहीं बताइए.
Why I'm not answerable for Manish Tiwari?
I agree you are not, but is it wrong or not?
Always shooting his mouth. Of course it is wrong.
That's my point.
It is not. But then Manish Tiwari is answerable for all this.
Of course, no. Manish Tiwari.
We are not going to be held responsible for the kind of statements that he utters.
Manish Tiwari, मैं ये कह रहा हूँ, देखिए, आप गुस्सा मत होइए. मनीष तिवारी along with असदुद्दीन ओवैसी, सुधींद्र भदौरिया, ये अपने आप को लेटेस्ट क्या कहते हैं, कोई अमेरिकन ग्रुप में, कोई अमेरिकन एनजीओ या कोई जो कहते हैं थिंक टैंक, पता नहीं क्या होते थिंक टैंक, अटलांटिक और सम फाउंडेशन के मेंबर्स हो गया मनीष तिवारी. इसके बाद ये अपने आप को कोई स्ट्रेटेजिक और डिफेंस एक्सपर्ट मानने लगे. सुधींद्र भदौरिया, मैं कह रहा हूं कि क्या आज वो कह रहे हैं कि हमारे आर्मी की डिप्लॉयमेंट्स गलत है? नहीं, बहुत बड़ी बात है. वो कह रहे हैं कि हमारे आर्मी की डिप्लॉयमेंट्स गलत है, यानी कि ही इज ओपनली क्वेश्चनिंग द ईस्टर्न आर्मी कमांडर हु इज सिटिंग इन फोर्ट विलियम इन कोलकाता. ही इज क्वेश्चनिंग जनरल कलिता.
देखिए,
ही इज क्वेश्चनिंग जनरल कलिता. आप जनरल कलिता को क्वेश्चन कर रहे हैं, आप आर्मी चीफ को क्वेश्चन कर रहे हैं. ये कोई छोटी बात है? आप सिर्फ नरेंद्र मोदी को नहीं, आप पूरे आर्मी को क्वेश्चन कर रहे हैं टेक्निकल ग्राउंड्स पर. आई फाइंड दैट अनएक्सेप्टेबल. भदौरिया जी, आई वांट सुधांशु त्रिवेदी आल्सो टू कम इनटू द डिबेट. अब ये खरगे, ओवैसी और मनीष तिवारी बताएंगे ईस्टर्न आर्मी कमांडर को कहां फौज कहां रखनी चाहिए, कहां से रीइंफोर्समेंट जाने चाहिए. कोई लक्ष्मण रेखा नहीं है.
अर्णव, टू व्हाट एक्सटेंट मैं एक बात कहना चाहता हूं, टू व्हाट एक्सटेंट आर्मी कैन गो इफ दिस डिसीजन इज टेकन एट द पॉलिटिकल लेवल, बट इन व्हाट मैनर डिप्लॉयमेंट इज डन, इट इज प्योरली टेक्निकल मैटर ऑफ द आर्मी, नथिंग टू डू विद द पॉलिटिकल लीडरशिप. तो ये क्वेश्चन तो आप सीधे आर्मी से कर रहे हैं. बट जो भदौरिया जी कह रहे थे कि नेहरू जी हैज डन अ ब्लंडर और इट वाज अ पॉलिसी, आज मैं हिस्ट्री और प्रेजेंट दोनों का एक एग्जांपल दे देता हूं. द पिक्चर विल बी वेरी क्लियर हाउ आवर फॉरेन पॉलिसीज, हाउ दैट टाइम फॉरेन पॉलिसी. आई एम कोटिंग, इन February 1957 चाइनीज न्यूज़पेपर हैज पब्लिश्ड एन आर्टिकल कि सिक्यांग से लद्दाख तक सड़क बना ली. इन October 1957, उस समय द एंटायर एरिया वाज नॉट लुक आफ्टर बाय द डिफेंस मिनिस्ट्री. During Nehru's time, it was with the foreign ministry. Then Nehru asked the foreign secretary to verify. अब सुनिए, in February 1958, foreign secretary verifies that they have made the road inside. Then the answer goes that it should be dealt with the Chinese officials informally, in the official letter by the Prime Minister to the then foreign secretary. And you know, sir, in March 1959, we welcomed Dalai Lama. And in April 1960, we welcomed Mao. And in December 1960, we forced United Nations to give a permanent seat to China. गजब की पॉलिसी थी साहब. आपको लगता है ब्लंडर था? An structured 3-year policy consistently compromising the Indian interest and gradually paving the way for Chinese. Up now come today. Forget about the past. And one more thing I would like to add. That यहां पर विवेक श्रीवास्तव जी भी बैठे हैं साहब. अरे लोग भूल गए, इस देश में एक पॉलिटिकल पार्टी ऐसी भी थी जिसके एक सेक्शन ने कहा था द इन्वेजन ऑफ चाइना इज गुड, चाइनीज आर्मी शुड कम हियर. ये विवेक की पार्टी ने डिवाइडेड इनटू टू पार्ट्स. व्हाई? बिकॉज़ they said that the Chinese should come and the Chinese should take over. Now they are trying to teach a lesson on the Chinese. Now I'm coming to the present day, sir. अरे सर, अब आने दीजिए. आज का बता रहे हैं, अब आज का बता रहे हैं.
एक आप ही दूध के धुले.
आज का बता रहे भाई. आपको याद दिलाया, आपको चीन के साथ थे. चीन की फौज को आगे भारत में कब्जा कर लेना चाहिए ताकि कम्युनिस्ट ताकि कम्युनिस्ट रिवॉल्यूशन आएगा इंडिया में, इसमें सबको पता है। नाउ
100% FDI करते हैं,
नाउ आई एम कमिंग टू
गलत तरह के युद्धाभ्यास करते हैं आप, प्रोवोक करते हैं अपने नेबर्स को।
कोई बात नहीं।
अरे भाई, चाइना का स्वागत करने वाले लोग कहाँ बात करने लगे?
चाइना बॉस, इट इज द क्वेश्चन ऑफ नेपाल, बांग्लादेश,
नाउ
श्रीलंका,
सॉरी,
पाकिस्तान।
मुझे सेंटेंस लास्ट में बोलना चाहिए था तो मैं अपना सबमिशन पूरा कर पाता।
यू आर फ्रेंड्स विद नोबडी सर,
श्रीवास्तव जी चालू है,
सो दैट फुटेज।
अरे मैंने फैक्ट बोला, वो गलत है क्या?
नहीं,
बाकी बात नहीं। लेट मी कंप्लीट माय सबमिशन। नाउ आई एम कमिंग टुडे व्हाट वी हैव डन इन द लास्ट 4 years टू चाइना। नाउ प्लीज लिसन।
Stop becoming an American stooge and stop doing joint exercises with United States.
But you know, you are such a no. 1 minute. I'll have to say this to you. You are an absolute turncoat with the truth. You are a twister of facts.
Absolutely not.
You're absolutely correct. And you are a fraud with logic. You have committed fraud on logic. Let me tell you, Vivek Jinping. 1 minute. Now I'll ask you one question. He says, 1 minute. You'll have to be quiet. If you listen to me, Vivek, your lucky day. You want to be exposed properly, just be quiet. Okay, grin and bear it. Grin and bear it for 10 seconds. आप कुछ मत बोलिए। नहीं, सुधांशु त्रिवेदी आज लिमिट पार कर रहे हैं। मैं इनको सीधा करता हूँ। 1 मिनट। सिर्फ आप जरा मुझे मौका दीजिए। ये स्मिता प्रकाश तब से कह रहे हैं, why are you carrying out exercises with the American army? Why didn't you do exercises with the Chinese army? We don't like exercises with the American army. Arey, listen to me. Oh God, keep quiet now. Be quiet now. Be quiet now. Aren't you telling me? I'm telling you to be quiet now. Be quiet now. Now listen to me. The question is this: you were part of UPA-1. You were part of UPA-1. You ran a government with them. You were having a very cozy relationship with the Congress. Together with all these parties, all of you came together and supported UPA-1. You were enjoying the power during UPA-1. नहीं, अरे मैं बात खत्म कर लूं। अरे रुकिए, आप जब सरकार में थे, आपकी सरकार जब थी, जब UPA-1 में आप पार्टनर थे, तब उस वक्त आपको जान के बहुत अच्छा लगेगा कि उस समय अमेरिका के साथ एक्सरसाइजेज हुई थी हवाई में। आपकी सरकार ने, आपने लेफ्ट पार्टी ने, अरे रुकिए, लेफ्ट पार्टी ने, लिसन टू मी, बी क्वाइट एंड लिसन टू मी नाउ, listen to me, don't shout now, listen to me. The left parties, when they were in power with UPA-1, had exercises with the Americans in Fort Shafter, Hawaii, and they also had exercises with the Americans in the hilly jungles of Mizoram.
Yes, but
and you also conducted exercises with the Americans, with the American army in the Himalaya mountain base. So you have done it, and now you are asking questions.
No.
You know what people are saying to you today? No. Okay, let us hear his no.
We pulled down the support from this government, the UPA-1.
Yeah, what was okay, tell me one thing.
Number one.
Okay,
Number
Vivek, be quiet. Vivek, be quiet.
Let me speak.
There was,
Give me 10 seconds.
Arya bhai, don't shout, otherwise I'll hit you back even harder. Don't shout, I'll hit you back even harder. Listen to me now. You carried out youth abhyas. इनके जमाने में स्मिता प्रकाश exercise youth abhyas took place when the left was part of the UPA-1 government. The youth abhyas took place at Fort Wainwright in Alaska. अलास्का में आपने युद्ध अभ्यास किया अमेरिकन के साथ? Nonsense.
चाइना का बॉर्डर है क्या? जाके करो ना, करो वहां पर। या LAC पे क्यों कर रहे हो भाई?
Okay, now anyway, I'll get Smita into the debate. I've exposed the netas enough. You got the point, Smita.
नहीं, but I don't understand, Arnab.
Cannot take this anymore.
Arnab, I don't understand. LAC के पास कर दिया तो क्या हो गया? मैं समझा नहीं अभी तक.
As if this is a pastry shop.
Yeah.
ये अपनी जमीन है. As Major Gaurav Arya was pointing out, it is our land. We can do it wherever we want. Do we go and tell America कि Texas में क्यों नहीं किया, हवाई में क्यों किया, Alaska में क्यों किया? This is not a pastry shop कि मैंने जाके वहाँ पे कौन सा वाला pastry खरीदा. Please यार, this is army matters. I don't understand why we are entangling on this. You know, a little nugget of information as far as deployment is concerned, and what we have heard is that, you know, this whole talk about not enough people were deployed, our deployment was less as compared to the Chinese, just goes to show what idiots the Chinese were. I mean, it's probably wrong to to underestimate the enemy, but here they really made a mess of things, because on the day that they attacked us, which is on the 9th, when they came in and they did this, that day the units were supposed to change. We had 3 units belonging to different infantry regiments of the Indian Army, and they attacked on that day. There was J&K Rifles, Sikh Light Infantry and Jat Regiment, and 3 units are never there simultaneously. One was supposed to hand over charge to the other. Instead they attacked. So when they attacked, we were 3 times more than we were supposed to be, and they attacked that day. So where is the question? They came 300. That's almost half a regiment, if I'm not wrong, Major Gaurav Arya. They came 300 of them with clubs. Like a bloody barbarian regiment they came, not like a modern army. They came with clubs and they started pelting stones. And we defeated them, gave muh tod jawab, and sent them back packing. And to say that what has happened, and you know, the thing, Arnab, we have to see today is, regardless of what our politicians have done today, whether they are screaming from air-conditioned rooms or whether they are screaming from Parliament outside giving sound bites or whatever, this has not impacted and will not and has never impacted the morale of our troops, who at sub-zero temperatures have beaten the Chinese army.
No, but we must question it, right, Smita?
So thank God for that.
But Smita, the question is, they say, led by the Congress party, who's, I don't know, this Manish Tiwari says the Indian Army deployment is very questionable. There are real problems with the major gaps in Indian Army deployment in border areas of Arunachal Pradesh. It's a terrible situation, he says, terrible situation, grave concerns, major gaps, military deployment is not good, Eastern Army Commander is not doing a good job, Chief of Army Staff doesn't know what to do, but Manish Tiwari knows what to do. And my question is, if the deployment was so bad, be logical about it and tell me. I have Major Matthews with me, I have Tanveer with me. Tell me, if it was so bad, then how were the Chinese pushed back? How did the reinforcements come in 30 minutes? If it was so bad, agar deployment itni kharab thi, how did we push back the Chinese? It doesn't make sense. Major Matthew, you want to take that?
It is a very sad thing that every year after year, the same drama is being repeated by the Chinese, you know. And why do our politicians interfere in this? Why don't you let the army do their job? You know, whenever there is a point where we should all unite, people are speaking against the government. And let me tell you my personal experience. While I was in the service, it was very difficult for us to take any action against anybody. But now, there is a leader, and he's not a military leader. He's a national leader with an international repute for power. He has empowered the armed forces. I'm not talking about the strikes in Pakistan or this. And every soldier in the Indian Army now has got more confidence in himself, and they are ready to take action. How this Galwan happened? Why did the Chinese get beaten up so badly by our troops? In 1962, there were 200 Chinese against 10 Indian soldiers. So, but still they stuck their ground. They were butchered and they died. We enjoyed singing songs about Mere Watan Ke Logo and being happy about it. But now, because of...
No, so So Major Matthew, my question is, what would you say to people who are beginning to become military experts? Like Surendra Chauhan's party, the Congress party, Manish Tiwari, all of them who say the army's done a terrible job, they don't have deployments. I mean, Manish Tiwari actually puts it in form of an adjournment motion. I'm appalled.
Arnab,
He's saying that there are
their own
major
job.
gappe in the military deployment.
These are the guys
in the border
these are the
areas.
guys- yeah, these are the guys. Their own job.
No. The question is, when you make a statement like that, you must be willing to back it up. This is the time to celebrate Tanveer. You know Tanveer and Surendra Chauhan. I feel so happy that within 30 minutes, the army, which knows the rugged terrain like the back of its hand, was able to get additional reinforcements in 30 minutes and push the Chinese back. And there is the army's 4 Corps and 2 Mountain Division. They've been patrolling the whole area through the year. They know it so well by now that they're able to push the Chinese back. We should have been celebrating, but what's going on right now? Is there no sense of responsibility at all? Mr. Chauhan, no sense of responsibility, Tanveer?
Arnab Goswami, everybody, 1 minute. Arnab Goswami, everybody is celebrating it. You are deviating the issue.
That was your name is not Tanveer, sir.
You are deviating the main issue.
Tanveer. My name is Tanveer. Let me answer it, sir.
No, but Arnab is deviating the main issue.
Sir, my name is Tanveer. Can I answer,
in a
please?
parliament, whether the member of parliament
Sir,
has a right
my
to
name is
seek
Sir, my name is Tanveer.
or
Let
not.
me answer and then you debate.
The answer is this.
Okay.
The member of parliament has a right to what? Boliye?
Arnab, I'll answer, Arnab.
No, what does he say?
First,
member of parliament has a right to what?
clarification.
Firstly,
No, has a right to?
Arnab.
Seek clarification from the minister. Seek clarification.
But make a
from
statement
the
at the
honorable
same
minister
time?
or not.
No, 1 minute. So Sudhanshu Trivedi is there. One thing
They
is
are not
seeking a
making any
clarification.
statement.
This is not
The
seeking
minister runs away. The minister runs away.
Sudhanshu Trivedi,
Motion is adjourned.
No, minister didn't run away. Please, for God's sake, did you see the statement?
Motion adjourned. The minister runs away.
Have you seen the statement? It was made categorically clear that after the statement of minister, no clarification is given. And as far as the discussion is concerned, it was quoted in 2006 after Mumbai blast, 2007 after blast in the UP courts, 2008 Mumbai, 2013 Chinese incursion. It was clearly said by the government that these are the matter related to the national security and so sensitive that it cannot be discussed on the floor of the House. And now you are talking about this. What is the policy? Even in the issue of terrorism, they were not ready to discuss because this is a sensitive issue. And in the same manner they have said, and after the categorical statement by the minister, never a clarification was asked. All the discussion happened before the statement of the minister in parliamentary procedure.
So do you mean to say that they do not have any right to have that kind of discussion with the
what
government?
I mean to say is has been an established practice with the 4 examples of the previous UPA government that on the issue of national security, no discussion on parliament.
No, the issue is very simple, Sudhindra. On national security, you should stand with the government and the army. Simple. What choice do you have? It's as simple. Why don't you get it, Tanveer? On national security, you stand with the government, stand with the army. Especially
one thing.
Yeah. No, just one message. Tanveer, let me get Tanveer in. Let me get Tanveer in. Yeah, Tanveer.
Arnab, absolutely right. A well-meaningful Indian, whether he's from any political party, definitely needs to stand with the current day government. Absolutely with the army. If at all they are questioning, I think you are giving too much of an importance for Manish Tiwari's question.
No, it's not
Firstly,
only Manish Tiwari, it's also his friend Owaisi.
Credit to our army.
What did Owaisi say? No, I'm not giving importance. Owaisi said that the clashes happened on November 9th. Why was I told now? Why did I hear about it on Monday? Does he think it's a football match that he should be given minute-to-minute commentary?
Owaisi survived.
No. I'm asking you.
This is the fodder on which Owaisi survived.
No, it's not. You can't dismiss it like that. These things get quoted, people talk about it, they become issues.
Arnab, the important issue is our brave soldiers really fought and they really gave a befitting reply to Chinese army. But however, we need to really understand, I think...
Don't try and divert the issue because you've been cornered.
Agree with me that any war which starts on the ground definitely needs to end on the table. We need to really create a table. We can't really have that.
He wants to talk on the
and,
table. Gaurav, you heard that. This is the problem with politicians.
We need to really.
He wants. No, that's the problem. Tanveer, we pushed them back on 9th. And you are talking about, why do you have this weak approach?
So that we could discuss,
why don't you, no,
decide,
Tanveer, the basic difference between
with this war for a long time.
Tanveer, I'll put it.
We can't change our neighbors, Arnab.
You have this weak approach. I'll tell you have a, Tanveer, 1 minute. Problem with you and people like you. Problem with you. Now listen to, 1 second please. Tanveer, the problem with you is you have this very weak kind of approach, which you have ruined the country's defense and foreign policy over 6 decades. People like you are weak by nature, you are weak in government, you are weak in thinking, and you...
Arnab, it is definitely not weak.
Of course it's weak. Of course, you forgot Sharm el Sheikh, that was weak. That was weak. You forgot Aman Ki Asha, that was weak.
Arnab, as you said, I'm not an expert. As you said, I am not an expert.
No, if you're not an expert, you people should be quiet. Gaurav.
We need to really ask an expert that do we need to really continue.
So why don't you lay off for a while? No, why do you have to speak while the...
We need to really decide and end these differences.
Arnab, the gentleman from the Congress said, that Manish Tiwari, does he have any right to ask a question or not from the army? Of course, he has every right in Parliament. Whether a parliamentary person or a citizen, it does not matter. Hak to sabka hai sawal puchne ka. That's why it's a democracy. So, Mr. Manish Tiwari says that there are serious gaps in army deployment. Now, as a citizen, I would like to ask the Congress spokesperson, sir, how does Manish Tiwari know what army deployment is? First of all, it's top secret, sir. We call it the order of battle. Orbat kehte hain hum log army mein. This is top secret stuff, sir. Nobody knows about it. And this is done at the topmost levels. The topmost level, sir. Even a senior brigadier at one point of Eastern Command will not know what is happening in the other command. So these are top secret issues. Deployment, redeployment, sir. All these Orbat, order of battle, these are top secret stuff, sir. It's need to know, classified, top secret. How has Mr. Manish Tiwari said that there are serious gaps? What is his source of knowledge? How did he come to this conclusion? This is what I want to know, sir.
Mr. Chauhan, you want to say something? Mr. Chauhan, you want to say something?
May I come in?
Major Arya, again you are deviating from the issue.
Have an answer for
I was on a point when the Honorable Defence Minister was addressing the House, whether a member of Parliament has a right to seek clarification on the issue or not. Which is why the
No, 1 minute, just one minute.
The issue is this.
Absolutely, sir.
I am not on the statement of Manish
Sir,
Tiwari.
absolutely, he has got every right, but I am saying something else. Sir, you are not answering my question.
No, he's not answering your question, but let Sudhanshu come in. No, the question is not that. The question is not that. You can't throw a red herring, you can't put a Trojan horse kind of argument. मैं कुछ भी बोल देता हूँ.
Mr. Manish Tiwari says there are serious gaps in the army's deployment. I just want to know, how does Mr. Manish Tiwari... I don't know about the defense minister, he ran away, he didn't run away, that's none of my business, sir. My only thing is...
No, I want to know.
You run that audio.
No, I want to know because 1 minute.
How does he know?
There's no question of audio. Sudhanshu Trivedi is on the debate. Sudhanshu.
Run that audio visual. Show the tweet.
अरे जनाब, जब गौरव आर्या जी ने बता दिया, अरे सुनिए, मैं आपको जवाब दे रहा हूं. What clarification you want? The Gaurav Arya ji has told that this is top secret. And it was the standard policy of the even of the government. That you want to discuss on the floor of the House. You want to discuss on the floor of the House. You want to help Chinese in this manner. You want to help Chinese indirectly. By doing this, that the government should come out and tell how many soldiers were deployed and how were deployed there and how the fighting occurred. Such type of naive and to a certain extent foolish approach can be said very detrimental to the country just for the sake of the political gains. And one thing I would like to add, आज जानते हैं अर्नब क्या स्थिति है? आज पूरे चाइना के साथ पूरी दुनिया में कोई नहीं खड़ा है, सिर्फ नॉर्थ कोरिया और पाकिस्तान के. They are in the worst phase of diplomatic isolation after Tiananmen Square. और उनके साथ उनके देश में कोई नहीं है. तमाम चीन के शहरों में बवाल हो रहा है. हुनान प्रोविंस में उनके अटैक तक लगाने पड़े हैं जब बैंक के आगे, चूंकि बैंक बैंकक्रप्ट हो गए, ना अंदर कोई है ना बाहर कोई है, इंडिया में खड़े हो गए हैं अपोजिशन वाले लोग शी जिनपिंग को सपोर्ट करने के लिए। When he is facing isolation both at the international level and at the domestic level, but unfortunately our people are more interested in supporting the Chinese establishment by this type of naive logics, these type of detrimental logic.
Tiananmen Square was decades ago.
सुधांशु जी, हम भारतीय सेना के साथ हैं।
आप कुछ पढ़ के आते नहीं है सुधांशु त्रिवेदी।
अरे भाई मैं ऐसे नहीं बोल रहा हूं मेरे भाई। अरे सुनिए, पीपुल्स डेली ने मई 20 में अपने आर्टिकल में लिखा है, सुनिए उन्होंने लिखा है कि नाउ चाइना इज ऑन द वर्ज ऑफ वर्स्ट डिप्लोमेटिक आइसोलेशन। अरे चलिए, अच्छा सुनिए विवेक जी, 5 कंट्रीज के नाम बताइए जो चाइना के साथ है डिप्लोमेटिकली। अरे बताइए ना 5 कंट्री के नाम, बोलिए। अरे बोलिए ना 5 कंट्रीज के नाम।
तीसरे महीने चाइनीज आते हैं, घुसते हैं, उसके बाद मीडिया आता है, कहता साहब हमने भगा दिया, फिर 3 महीने बीतते हैं, फिर चाइनीज आ जाते हैं,
चाइनीज आते हैं, इनको बता के आते हैं, फोन करके आते हैं,
फिर सुधांशु त्रिवेदी।
एक मिनट गौरव पहले विवेक की फेडर कम कीजिए, देन आई विल से समथिंग। आप कुछ मत बोलिए सुधांशु त्रिवेदी जी, कुछ मत बोलिए। विवेक फेडर आपका कम है, आप व्यर्थ में ना बोलें। आपको एक बात बताता हूँ, गौरव इनको बता दीजिए। आप पहले चुप हो जाइए ना, इट लुक्स फनी ना, जैसे आप बोल रहे हैं आपकी आवाज नहीं आ रही तो लग रहा है कि आप म्यूटेड है, अच्छा नहीं लग रहा। विवेक जी आप रुकिए, आई टेल यू वन थिंग। There was a PLA ship, Gaurav, called Yuan Wang 6, which was sent by the Chinese to enter our economic zone. 3 years after we drove away a suspected PLA ship, Xi'an 1, from the Andaman and Nicobar Islands coast in 2019. तो मैं ये सवाल पूछ रहा हूँ, अगर आप कह रहे हैं कि हमारी डिप्लॉयमेंट खराब है, हम अंडर प्रिपेयर्ड हैं, तो फिर हमने अपने मिग और मिराज फ्लीट्स को ईस्टर्न लद्दाख LAC सेक्टर में PLA इंकर्जन्स को, जो उनके J-11 फाइटर जेट्स है, उसको पुश करने के लिए हमने इफेक्टिवली डिप्लॉय कैसे की है? हम उनके शिप्स को अंडमान एंड निकोबार के पास हाउ आर वी कैचिंग देम? कैन यू गिव मी एन आंसर? You're a frustrated man. You're in the China camp. Why don't you get a Chinese passport, man? Gaurav, why doesn't he ask for a Chinese passport?
Chinese are coming to our borders, attacking us, creating a skirmish. There is violence on both the sides, calamities on both the sides. उसके बाद हमारा मीडिया जागरूक होता है।
Gaurav, you can have the last word.
कूदने लगते हैं और सुधांशु त्रिवेदी कहते हैं भारत माता की जय, हमने चाइनीज को हरा दिया।
Arnab, you know, I just want to say something. Vivek, please allow me, Vivek. Kindly allow me. I'll request you, Vivek, please. देखिए, ऐसा है ना कि Arnab, I am from the army and I know nothing about the 4-corps deployment. Let me admit, I know zero about 4-corps deployment. I know zero. I don't know what Manish Tiwari knows about any deployment because I know nothing.
He knows everything.
मेरा फौज का ही काम है study करना and I know nothing about it.
He has got common sense. He is speaking from common sense and there's nothing
common
wrong
sense.
in it.
Okay.
अगर हर तीसरे महीने चाइनीज ट्रूप घुस जाते हैं तो हमारे देश में चिंता का विषय है।
स्मिता,
सर एक मिनट सर, चाइनीज ट्रूप सर नहीं घुसे थे।
अरे चाइनीज ट्रूप घुस नहीं पाए, डोंट यू अंडरस्टैंड?
आपको
स्मिता टेल हिम,
चाइनीज ट्रूप्स वांटेड टू एंटर, दे वांटेड टू क्लाइम, दे वर रिपेल्ड। आप बार-बार क्यों चाइना को सक्सेस सिग्नल फायर कर रहे हैं हवा में मिनी फ्लेयर कि चाइना जीत गया? आप क्यों ऐसा गलत बात बोल रहे हैं विवेक?
ये विवेक शून्य हो गए हैं।
Gaurav, why are you wasting your time, studying military operations?
No, but it reveals the mindset, Smita. Sudhanshu wants to say something at the end.
Why?
It reveals the mindset.
Ask Vivek Jinping.
मत बोलिए।
No, ask Vivek Jinping. He knows everything. I'm sure the defense out of work defense reporters in Delhi who are now these defense experts and social media warriors, they are the ones who are passing words. Whether China stepped on the line of control, whether they crossed the line of actual control, whether there were injuries or casualties, how many, 10, 20, 30, how many injured, how many casualties. Mr. Jinping knows. Mr. Vivek Jinping knows. Whether Xi Jinping knows or not, Mr. Vivek Jinping knows how many casualties, how many kilometers, how many injuries, and they will argue.
Okay, Sudhanshu, last word to you, please. Sudhanshu, last word.
How many people had come and not come?
One line
how
I would
many
like
are
to say,
hiding?
Arnab.
How many are not?
Arnab, I would like to conclude. जो डिफेंस मिनिस्टर ने कहा था सेना के शौर्य और पराक्रम पे ध्यान रखिए, और मैं लास्ट लाइन कहना चाहूंगा, कहनी है एक बात हमें इस देश के पहरेदारों से, संभल के रहना अपने घर में छुपे हुए गद्दारों से।
संभल के
अपने बारे में कह रहे हैं क्या आप?
Hats off. I totally agree with that. And ladies and gentlemen, on the other side, we must ask Manish Tiwari who told him about where the weaknesses in military deployment are. And if he can reveal his source, I'd like to call him here and maybe he can reveal his source and who's told him that. Ladies and gentlemen, on the other side, why I call the Vadra Congress a bunch of Sinophiles. They are in love with China. They have a secret arrangement with the Chinese, and I don't think we can allow that anymore. We must put pressure on the Vadra Congress to reveal the true nature of its arrangement with the Chinese Communist Party. That and much more in a few minutes.
Presented by Amity University, ranked amongst the top 3% universities globally. Powered by RP Sanjeev Goenka Group, growing legacies since 1820. Century Ply, Aag se bachaye. Havels, wires that don't catch fire. MYK Laticrete Tile Adhesives, ab tile na tootega, na chhootega. In association with Star Health Insurance.
11,000 placements last year. At Amity, we are committed to nurturing passionate, hardworking and proactive professionals.
RP Sanjeev Goenka Group, growing legacies over 200 years.
5 lakhs.
लोन चाहिए तो पैसाबाजार.com पर जाइए। लोन सही मिलेगा यहीं।
आग को फैलने से रोकना मुश्किल है पर नामुमकिन नहीं। अब फायरवॉल टेक्नोलॉजी के साथ सेंचुरी प्लाई क्लब प्राइम आग से बचाए।
RP Sanjeev Goenka Group, growing legacies over 200 years.
Your health is our concern. Choose network or appropriate hospital. Our telemedicine and customer care team are available to guide you. Star Health Insurance, always at your doorstep.
Get Beto's Diabetes Care Program with a free glucometer and expert advice. Give a missed call on 740 1100.
RP Sanjeev Goenka Group, growing legacies over 200 years.
ऑलराउंडर हम भी हैं।
और तुम्हारा किचन कभी स्टेन्स, कभी जर्म्स तो कभी पानी। आपके किचन और बाथरूम्स को चाहिए MYK Laticrete SP100, टाइल जॉइंट का ऑलराउंडर। MYK Laticrete SP100, जोड़ हो तो ऐसा।
RP Sanjeev Goenka Group, growing legacies over 200 years.
आग को फैलने से रोकना मुश्किल है पर नामुमकिन नहीं। अब फायरवॉल टेक्नोलॉजी के साथ सेंचुरी प्लाई क्लब प्राइम आग से बचाए।
राजीव गांधी फाउंडेशन को चीनी दूतावास से 1,35,00,000 रुपए का अनुदान प्राप्त हुआ था। FCRA के कानून और उसकी मर्यादाओं के अनुरूप नहीं था, तो नोटिस देकर कानूनी प्रक्रिया का अनुपालना करते हुए गृह मंत्रालय ने इसका रजिस्ट्रेशन रद्द किया था।
$11,000 placements last year. At Amity, we are committed to nurturing passionate, hardworking and proactive professionals.
RP Sanjeev Goenka Group, growing legacies over 200 years.
Get the grip of good health even after 50. Presenting now, Star Health Premier Insurance Policy, always at your doorstep.
आग को फैलने से रोकना मुश्किल है पर नामुमकिन नहीं। अब फायरवॉल टेक्नोलॉजी के साथ सेंचुरी प्लाई क्लब प्राइम आग से बचाए।
सोच रहा हूँ
कमेंट्री ट्राई करो। मैच का आखिरी बॉल, तेज तूफानी डिलीवरी, एक धमाकेदार शॉट और ये गया छक्का। छक्का नहीं, टूटा। आपके टाइल्स को चाहिए MYK लेटिक्रीट टाइल एडेसिव। फॉर्मूला ऐसा कि अब टाइल ना टूटेगा ना छूटेगा।
From the Mumbai studios of Republic TV, it's time for Arnab Goswami on the debate.
Ladies and gentlemen, as the nation stands totally united against the Chinese, the conspiratorial Vadra Congress has once again chosen to act, as it always does, as a force multiplier for the Chinese. And you must ask, why is it that every time it comes to picking sides, the Vadra Congress gives a boost to China? What is their arrangement with China? What is their financial relationship with China? Did the Rajiv Gandhi Foundation take money from the Chinese? What is in that secret agreement that Sonia Gandhi signed when she went to China during the Beijing Olympics? Why are they keeping that whole agreement secret? What's going on between the Chinese Communist Party, or rather has been going on between the Chinese Communist Party and the Vadra Congress? Ladies and gentlemen, we must investigate and debate.
As Home Minister questioned Congress over Rajiv Gandhi Foundation funding,
कि राजीव गांधी फाउंडेशन को 2005-6 और 2006-7 के वित्तीय वर्षाल में चीनी दूतावास से 1,35 लाख रुपए का अनुदान प्राप्त हुआ था। चूंकि FCRA के कानून और उसकी मर्यादाओं के अनुरूप नहीं था, तो नोटिस देकर पूर्णतया कानूनी प्रक्रिया का अनुपालना करते हुए गृह मंत्रालय ने इसका रजिस्ट्रेशन रद्द किया है। फाउंडेशन ने अपना रजिस्ट्रेशन सामाजिक कार्यों के लिए करवाया है और ये जो राशि चीनी दूतावास से मिली, इसका उपयोग भारत चीन संबंधों के विकास पर शोध करने के लिए ये पैसा दिया गया है।
Congress had no clear rebuttal on allegations of funding from Chinese.
उन्होंने इस मसले को अपने ही तरीके से एक प्रचार लेने के लिए अपनी बात रखे और चले गए, लेकिन ये चीजें बाहर नहीं आना, उनकी गलतियां छुपाने के लिए क्लैरिफिकेशन नहीं दिए। जब क्लैरिफिकेशन को मौका नहीं दिए, तब वहाँ बैठने में कोई अर्थ नहीं है। तो इसीलिए हमने ये तय किया कि सब मिलके प्रोटेस्ट करके वॉकआउट करना।
Vadra Congress's xenophilia dates back to 2008. Here's how Vadra Congress acted as China's force amplifier. August 7th, 2008. In the picture is Rahul Gandhi signing an agreement with Communist Party of India. Sonia and Xi Jinping stand behind him, watching closely. A day later, Sonia Gandhi, holding no constitutional post but seen waving at the crowd like a queen at the opening ceremony of Beijing Olympics. 8 years later, as the army was tearing down the Chinese at Doklam, Rahul Gandhi met the Chinese envoy. In 2020, when 20 brave hearts were martyred in Galwan pushing back the Chinese, India was seething with rage, but Rahul found it appropriate to make an insulting pun.
और चाइना के पास एक साफ क्लियर स्ट्रेटेजिक विजन है, वो दुनिया को शेप करना चाहते हैं। हिंदुस्तान के पास कोई स्ट्रेटेजिक विजन नहीं है.
Cut to 2022.
China is offering to the countries around it is the idea of prosperity. Communications backbone, allow us to put in 5G, allow us to put in all that stuff. We'll give you the money, you build your infrastructure, and then we will have prosperity together. And it's a very powerful thing to offer.
Vadra Congress's soft corner for China is not a secret. Rahul at the helm of Congress has promoted China more than India. And it's time for Vadra Congress to come out clean on its xenophilia, explain its China connection. Will the Vadra Congress clear its stand? Let's debate.
So today, General Bakshi, the Congress party thought it would go all aggro in Parliament and say, oh my God, government has compromised and the Chinese are back and all that. And the moment the question came about how much money the Congress took from China through the Rajiv Gandhi Foundation, they quietly went away. Which means, General Bakshi, they have something to hide. I don't want them to be able to hide it. We must expose them. We must let the people of India know how much money they took from the Chinese. We must find out what is the agreement between and the arrangement between Sonia Gandhi and the Chinese Communist Party. Right? So I say, Renu, the Congress wanted to start the debate, we will end it here. They ran in Parliament, but today Mr. Lokesh Jindal can't run from the program. We'll catch him if he wants to run, right, Rajat? We'll ask the question, and the hashtag is Rajat Kong for China. Because it's like a Chinese party. They love the Chinese. Yeah, they love the Chinese. They love the Chinese, right? Look at the way Rahul Gandhi speaks. Ever heard him speak, Rajat, on the Chinese? The Chinese are great, we are nothing. The Chinese have a vision of prosperity, we have nothing. The Chinese want to lead the world, hum kuch bhi nahi hai. You heard or not, Rajat, the way that Rahul Gandhi speaks? It's almost as if he's a Chinese citizen. He behaves like a Chinese citizen, you know. He's ashamed of themselves. Now, he started the debate. Let's carry it forward. Rajat, what's the question in your mind about this xenophilia? I start with you, Rajat. Rajat, say it, please.
Well, at the outset, Arnab, I want to make it very clear that does the opposition not have a right to bring the adjournment motion? 100% yes. They are well within their right to call for the adjournment motion, and it's the Treasury bench which will have to answer that in the floor of the Parliament. But going to the moot question, do they have the moral gumption to come in and question the Indian Armed Forces? The answer is clear no. Do they have national interests in their heart and mind when they are questioning and calling in the adjournment motion? The answer is a big no. You know, these at least 2-3 questions are the pillar of what we are going to discuss today and should be very clear to the opponents on the other side of the debate as well.
Yeah, we should. I'm glad you've set it out. I want to get the others also in. So we'll set it out very clearly here that we want, in basic terms, what we want to do, Aparajita Sarangi, is not just have a loud debate, fight with each other. We want to narrow it down to the essential question of what is the Congress Party's arrangement with the Chinese. Moment we get a clear answer to that question, we'll move on to the next question. But Aparajita, till we get an answer to the question, we won't leave the question. I think it's a fair ask. What do you think, Aparajita?
Absolutely. I entirely agree with what has been said so far. See, Congress does not have the moral right whatsoever to question our stand on China. As clear as the sky, let me put it very, very candidly. Now, whatever Home Minister has said, now anybody is there who can question the statements of the Home Minister? What did they do today? I'm a member of Parliament. I had gone with certain questions to the Lok Sabha, and they did not allow the Lok Sabha and not even the Rajya Sabha to have its proceedings uninterrupted. So they actually disrupted the proceedings. And is this the way to handle such sensitive matters when it involves the security of the country, the territorial integrity of the country? We need to have certain decorum and certain standards of conduct, which was not there. Today I was there in the Lok Sabha when the defense minister made his statement. It was so very clear, so very candid. And I think after the statement has been made, there should have been no debate in the matter.
No, there's a strategy to it.
Madam, you are collectively responsible to the legislature. So you cannot question the opposition holding you responsible for whatever is taking place at the state level. On 9th of December, the skirmish took place. Why wasn't it informed to the public at large? We are not China, for heaven's sake. India is a parliamentary democracy where transparency forms the bedrock of this democratic system. How dare you not
No, 1 minute.
Expose, not tell the people of India what is happening in Arunachal Pradesh.
Please let me complete. You just can't interrupt me like that. See, as far as the Prime Minister Modi's government is concerned, we are extremely transparent, effective and clear as to what we want to do with regard to China. We are not wishy-washy in our approach as Congress was. We are well aware of the fact that since 1962, we have been trying to kind of, increase the strength of the armed forces. Now, there are certain areas where politics should not come in. We have come a long way. We are not saying no to that. But since 26th May 2014, the day Prime Minister Modi has taken over, I think there has been a lot of positioning
I want a
of troops
clarification of
from
another
Ladakh
kind.
to Arunachal Pradesh.
Aparajita, I want a clarification, Gaurav, on whether Lokesh is asking that as a member of the Congress party or as a member of the Chinese Communist Party, or whether both mean more or less the same thing, Gaurav. I think given the fact that there is a serious talk about a financial deal between the Chinese government and the Rajiv Gandhi Foundation, that clarification should be made. Is he saying that as a member of the Congress or as a supporter of the Chinese Communist Party? Gaurav, I'm only asking that question because otherwise you don't stage a walkout when the defense minister issues a statement after a high-level meeting with the Chief of Defense Staff on what happened in Tawang. It's a serious matter. You understand? No, it's a serious matter.
Yes.
You understand the seriousness of it? No, Gaurav, I think you need to explain to him. Gaurav, I think you need to explain to him the seriousness of it.
Are you ready to get an answer for this?
Yeah. So,
please.
Allow me to explain to you, sir, how it works. Whatever little I know, I'll try and explain. You said that this happened on the 9th and, you're coming to know on the 12th. Unless there is a planned operation from our side, this will never happen on time. They will never tell on time. Because the army must have gone all throughout, checked everything. And it's only after checking everything did they say that, okay, now there is nothing else to report. So if you want something that has happened on the 9th evening or 9th afternoon, and if you want it on the 9th, sir, there'll be a slight difference between a cricket match and an army operation. It cannot happen like that. Even in Kashmir, where there is an altercation or there is a firefight with terrorists. Sir, let me tell you, sir, just 1 second, sir. Even in Kashmir, when you kill terrorists, it is passed the next day after morning first light to the commander immediately upstairs.
No, why?
It is not because you check the bodies only in the morning. You don't check the bodies at night.
The question. One minute. I think you answered it well.
Tell me what is the
No. You answered it well. Let me get the others also in. Lokesh, there are others. I'm going to General Bakshi. These are serious. These are. Can I request you to let the others come in? I'll get General Bakshi, and I shall get Kamru Chaudhary on both sides tonight. And I want to go to the issue of alleged encroachment. Viewers, when the Vadra Congress said our land has been encroached, you're sitting at home, you're watching television, you're watching this ignoramus from the Vadra Congress says land has been encroached. And then some Bollywood types, you know how it is nowadays, Gaurav, Bollywood types comment on everything. Bollywood types will say our land has been encroached. Then the JNU types, the Tukre gang, the urban Nakshals, their supporters, their chamchas, whole lobby, whole ecosystem, our land has been encroached. Arey bhai, where has the land been encroached? Land has been encroached. Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary says land has been encroached.
No land has been encroached.
No. If the land was not encroached, 1 minute. We pushed them back. Our land was not encroached, Kamru, don't be a liar. Don't lie like Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary. Don't be a professional liar. We push them back. Don't disgrace yourself. Don't speak against the army. Don't you dare speak against the army. Our land was not encroached.
No land has been encroached.
So then why are you saying the land was encroached? So that means Adhir Ranjan is a liar.
Deficit? Around $95 billion has been imported. Import has increased millions of times after post Galwan. What happened to the Lal?
Now he's trying to change the subject.
And what did we do?
No, one minute. Just one minute.
Army,
see viewers?
But post
No. Hello, just wait a minute. Wait a minute. Chill, man. I'm telling you to chill.
TikTok,
I'm asking you something.
Crores.
When you're saying, I'm saying,
No, you deny this first.
Kamru, you're caught today. Kamru, you have been caught today. You're caught in a pincer-like move by me on the program. And listen to me now. Kamru, will you be quiet?
Same fund like the Rajiv
No, he'll carry on. He'll carry on now.
30 crores from TikTok or not?
Okay, have you finished now? Thank you.
Did the 10 crores was received from Xiaomi or not? Can Arnab's BJP deny that? You cannot deny because you are lying all the time. When 20 of our Jawans were killed in Galwan, the Prime Minister lied on the floor of the Parliament. He said nothing happened.
Kamru, can you stop please? Kamru, this is getting irritating, when you repeat yourself.
Today when our
prepare for a hit back. Prepare for a hit back.
When our Jawans are fighting on the border, our valiant soldiers are fighting. The Defence Minister comes and issued a short statement citing security reasons. What security reason? What a harakiri of the external affairs policy you have done. When the easternmost border, Burma has sent in lakhs and lakhs of illegal Rohingyas in India. You are dumb.
Whose vote you want?
You cannot act against Burma.
You are a pro-Rohingya party anyway. I like to hear that from a pro-Rohingya party.
And comes and says that look, we have done a surgical strike on Pakistan. Very good. But what about the Chinese incursion? You come and tell the nation, that too after the newspaper reports comes in. After 4 long days, you are telling us what happened in China. And when the parliament is in session, you do not have the guts to discuss it in the parliament. Who is telling you to discuss the
Kamru, will you stop now putting your fader down? Now that's enough. That's enough. Now you got to stop, man. Enough. Don't take advantage of my good mood. Listen to me now. Thank you. Volume down. Question is, Giri Bakshi, this is the same guy. This is the same guy from the same party which used to come after surgical strike and say, lies. He used to say, we want sabut. The same guy. Take a good look at him, General Bakshi. He's from the conspiratorial Congress party which demanded sabut about the surgical strikes. And my question, General Bakshi, to him was about his proof that there has been encroachment. And now that he knows that there is no damn proof of any encroachment, he tries to change the subject. I won't let him change the subject. General Bakshi, don't let him change the subject. General Bakshi, he's trying to escape right now. Let's catch him by his collar and drag him back. He has to show me proof of encroachment or he has to apologize on national television tonight. General Bakshi, either he shows proof or apologizes.
Absolutely, Arnab, whatever be the political shenanigans, brownie point scoring they want to do, I would request them to leave the armed forces out of their mudslinging enterprise. The simple fact is, the armed forces, the Chinese used... Sir, can I have my say? I have waited very patiently.
Go on, General Bakshi.
I expect you to give me an equally patient hearing. So as I was saying, I don't think there is any reason, any locus standi to besmirch the armed forces who have done an excellent job. They have carried out the orders they were given to a T. Their orders were to prevent encroachment, prevent alteration of the status quo on our borders, and that is precisely what they have done. 300 Chinese tried to push out 50 of our boys, and they got a mouthful. We retaliated. They tried to do it in the middle of December, in the height of winter, to achieve surprise. They were not permitted to, right? And if we as veterans have only one complaint, the complaint is we wanted the army to be allowed to do even more.
Oh yeah.
You know, this stupid agreement that this previous government, they had signed with the Chinese, saying that no arms to be used, which the Chinese have violated with impunity again and again. Because if you use baseball bats with nails, with barbed wire, with with taser and macer guns, you are using lethal weapons.
Yes or no?
And therefore that whole agreement that you signed, which you have tied our boys hand and foot, is null and void.
In the Middle East,
you should retrospect on the agreement that you have signed to prevent our boys from using their legitimate military weapons, kinetic means,
since our Congress guests are behaving so badly. One minute, Renu, 1 minute, just one minute. No, Gaurav, please come. General Bakshi, just 1 minute. Gaurav, come back on it. Gaurav, come back on it. General Bakshi, you know, when people behave badly on my program, I make them go through a rapid fire round, in which they can answer straight, simple questions. Renu has not behaved badly yet, so I don't know why she's being put on the right-hand side. But Lokesh has behaved badly. Kamru has behaved exceedingly badly. And they must both be put, Gaurav, on the rapid-fire round. And the rapid-fire round are simple questions, yes, no, whatever. See, they're already enjoying it. Right? So the question is like this.
Arnab, you have become a teacher now. From an anchor to a teacher.
Yeah, I'm fine. I can perform multiple roles.
Actually conducting a class today.
Arnab, can you do this rapid fire round later? Let me say also.
Yeah.
The point, Arnab, is that you are trying to distract the discussion from the very important issue of what exactly this government is doing and how it is handling the China issue. Now, you know, you are talking about Congress. Congress is not in power for the last 8 years. It doesn't matter what the Congress thinks.
I'll tell you. Can I give you my view, Renu? You made an accusation on me. I want to respond.
You have given General Bakshi and others enough time.
No.
Nobody is discussing.
What's your problem with General Bakshi?
We are discussing the issue of how this government has handled China. You are allowing all kinds of business to be carried on with China, knowing that they are making incursions into our land.
What business?
You have to hit them where it hurts them.
Yeah.
The business interests of China will be hurt. Billions and billions of dollars.
But the Chinese, okay, Renu, now I'll tell you. Renu, I'm responding to you, so be quiet. We'll go fast like this. We'll go fast like this. It is my assertion, Renu. It is my assertion and my belief. It is my assertion and my belief, and Aparajita will stand up for me on this. I'll tell you one thing. 1 minute. Aparajita on the left. Renu, the biggest business interest the Chinese have is with the Vadra family. The Vadra family and the Chinese have very strong business relationships. No, don't the Vadra family and the Chinese have a strong financial association? Does the Vadra family have any financial dealings with the Chinese? No. Before we go to others, Renu, why are you avoiding the question? Are you scared of my question? My question to you is, do you believe or not? I will coolly keep repeating my question. I will coolly and unmovingly repeat my question. Renu, since you're not answering, I put that question to Lokesh. Lokesh, you answer me. Is it true or not that the Vadra Congress has some business relationship with the Chinese Communist Party? Simple question, answer. Yes or no? Yes or no?
Please tell me.
Yes or no?
What exactly is the
Yes or
business?
no?
Do you know it?
Yeah, I know.
Anybody knows over here? Since you know so much,
You want to know?
Can you tell the people also what the
you
business
want to know?
is?
I'll tell you. Yeah, I'll tell you.
Okay.
Thank you so much. You asked the question? Now, will you be quiet for a second while I tell you more? No, will you be quiet or will you start jumping? If you're going to be quiet, I'll tell you what. If you jump, I will stop. Thank you. Now, in 2004-2005, Gaurav, there is a Rajiv Gandhi Institute of Contemporary Studies. It is working with the China Association for Internationally Friendly Contact. How does this sound? Very suspicious, no? And the embassy
That's a business.
Yeah, can I continue? Why are you grinning ear to ear?
Please.
1 minute. Gaurav, can you hear me, Gaurav?
Absolutely.
the Embassy of the People's Republic of China is donating a huge amount of money to the Rajiv Gandhi Foundation. Why was the Chinese embassy the highest donor for the Rajiv Gandhi Foundation in 2007?
Can I answer?
No. Gaurav, first of all, I'll ask Gaurav. Gaurav, relevant question? They want to talk, they wanted to talk money, right? Relevant question, what's your take on it as an expert? Why is this question relevant or not relevant in your view?
Absolutely, I think it's very relevant, Arnab. No, it's relevant because it's been mentioned on the floor of the House. Of course it's relevant. Everything is relevant. Please ask.
So the question then is, why is China funding the Rajiv Gandhi Foundation? Yes, Lokesh, what happened?
Yes,
why is China funding the Rajiv Gandhi Foundation? And is the Rajiv Gandhi Foundation, is Sonia Gandhi, Priyanka Vadra, all trustees in the Rajiv Gandhi Foundation or not?
Military functions.
Pardon me?
When I'm talking about the civil and military, they are completely distinct. You cannot mix trade and commerce. You cannot mix civil society with that of military establishment, for heaven's sake. When you're talking about the Chinese...
So you accept they took money? No. First of all, you accept they took money from the Chinese. Gaurav, he accepts. Gaurav, note kariye. Gaurav, note kariye. He has accepted, Gaurav. He has accepted taking the money.
He is justifying the fact that it's okay for them to take money.
Yeah, now he's justifying it.
He's saying it's okay to take money.
Yeah, he's saying perfectly okay. Paisa lenge. Paisa liya tha Chinese se.
Here, do not get confused between People's Liberation Army and that of Chinese embassy.
Acha.
If you know anything about politics.
Acha, now I'll tell you how much I know.
I want to ask, Arnab, with your permission, I'd like to ask a question, please.
Yeah, go ask a question. Go on. Everyone on the screen.
My question is
getting to be
that
very interesting.
The Congress party took money from the Chinese in lieu of what? What did they give in return?
Not Congress party.
Yeah, what did they get?
It's a foundation.
Why would the Chinese give money to the Congress party?
Now, when you are talking about civil societies, there are various civil societies which are funded by various embassies and other organizations for cultural activities.
Okay, so what is the work of this foundation, sir?
Can I also come in?
The work of this foundation is to carry out all forms of educational as well as information gathering with respect to the cultural sphere.
Cultural sphere.
When we are talking about
Rajat, this is called red-handed.
India is where Buddha was born. India is where the Chinese...
Who is here to
Look how uncomfortable everyone's getting.
There are a lot of cultures.
I'm loving it. 1 minute. General Bakshi, just 1 minute. General Bakshi, I'm just coming to you. 1 minute, sir. I'll come to you. But I need to. General Bakshi, I need to. 1 minute. 1 minute. I have just started. They have said, Renu, just listen to me. I have only one problem, you know.
What exactly it's been
Lokesh, my only problem is that I am very well informed. Now, Renu, listen to me. And Sajad Kargili, why are you getting excited?
Oh, I see. Oh.
Why are you getting excited, Sajad? मैं तो शुरू कर रहा हूँ. Yeah, बोलिए Sajad Hussain Kargili of the Kargil Democratic Alliance. Yeah, Congress supporter. Tell me.
In 2009, when BJP RSS delegation visited Shanghai in China on CPC invitation, and they have discussed Arunachal and Ladakh. What was the reason? What was the discussion? What they have discussed? Can you ask this BJP spokesperson what they have discussed in China?
Just 1 minute. Aparajita is on. She will answer.
In 2009, when they were not in the power.
No, 1 minute.
And they have discussed China and Arunachal in China.
Okay. 1 minute. Did the BJP go behind the scenes, go into one room with Xi Jinping and sign a secret agreement with the Chinese Communist Party, come back home and then start getting money from the Chinese embassy? Did they do that? Who did that? Why are you quiet now, Sajad?
No, ask them why they have discussed Arunachal and Tibet issue in China. When they were not in the power, they had no capacity to discuss China, Arunachal
I don't know, but Aparajita will answer, but it's a silly question. Any Indian facing a Chinese will put the Indian position.
They are accusing a civil society, an organization, but when somebody asks
civil
question
society
to
क्या है
BJP
भाई? Gaurav, are you
they
uncivil? Gaurav, ये civil society का तमाशा क्या है?
See the photograph.
No, इसके बारे में
is Gaurav uncivil society?
RSS ने जो
Civil
delegation
society?
राम माधव की लीडरशिप में जो विजिट किया चाइना CPC के इनविटेशन पे वो विजिट
Do
किया
you
था?
remember there was a voice recording of a Congress politician from Kargil? A voice recording of a Congress politician from Kargil who was celebrating the fact that, you know, there was a skirmish with the Chinese and he was saying, पूरा लद्दाख ले लिया, पूरा लद्दाख ले लिया. सर आप बता सकते हो कौन था? वो भी कारगिल का था, मुझे नहीं पता आप थे कोई और था. बट ये जब चाइना के साथ हुआ था 1.5-2 साल पहले, तब कारगिल से रिकॉर्डिंग आई थी और इसी चैनल पे दिखाई थी अर्नब गोस्वामी की शो में, जहां पे वो बंदा ये सेलिब्रेट कर रहा था कि चाइनीज आ गए, पूरा लद्दाख ले लिया. उसके फोन की रिकॉर्डिंग थी. एंड अर्नब, आई एम श्योर यू रिमेंबर, इट वाज अ वेरी फेमस रिकॉर्डिंग एंड इट वेंट वायरल. आप जरा बताइए साहब, आप भी कारगिल के हैं, क्या आप उनको जानते हैं?
Superb. It's quiet
Basically, look, that was a prank call और उस call के बारे में आज तक nobody knows what was the call there. और जिस तरीके से उस बंदे के साथ जो इंसिडेंट हुआ है, उसको कोर्ट उसके केस को जो है वो लेकर के चल रही है.
Sanam Shah is also from Jammu. Sanam Shah, are you there?
Yes.
Sanam, this Congress party, what is the arrangement they have with the Chinese? You tell me, what is your information? Because Lokesh said that this is a civilian cooperation that we are having with the Chinese. My information has got a military link. Do you want to know about the military link? Can I tell you, Sanam? You'll be shocked. Will you listen to me? You see the Rajiv Gandhi Foundation...
Mr. Arnab, I am not leader of Congress party. I am leader of Democratic Azad Party.
I told you CBI and ED will take
No, but that's the same thing. Please don't tell me that Democratic Azad Party is different from the Congress Party. Same roots, same group. Ghulam Nabi Azad's position is well known. Anyway, you want to express your... Yeah. So Ghulam Nabi Azad was in the Congress Party in 2004-2005. At that point of time, the Rajiv Gandhi Foundation was working alongside a group from China called CAIFC. CAIFC in 2004-2005. The CAIFC, Renu, listen to me. CAIFC is working very closely with the Chinese Communist Party's International Liaison Department or the PLA's Military Intelligence Department in choosing its foreign targets. Are you listening to me, Renu? The CAIFC.
No, this
yeah, what he's saying, yeah, who's objecting? One minute. We got Rajat Sethi coming in.
This is about what is happening on the border.
No, I'm telling you.
Skirmishes.
Ma'am, do you
the soldiers who are being attacked.
Listen to me.
This is about that. This is about the Narendra Modi government and what it's doing.
Let me do the favors of educating you. The CAIFC is the Chinese Association for International Friendly Contact.
What this
do you know why
BJP government is doing
organizations like these are floated?
How it's not
these organizations like these are floated to identify individuals who are beneficial to your cause, to your national cause, but in the adverse countries and adverse nations. When the CAIFC interests come in, it is a clear national security concern, not just a concern, a huge red flag.
Location, Renu.
Arnab, if CAIFC was part of these agreements that Rahul Gandhi was signing in presence of Xi Jinping,
this is not the time
then
to
it calls for
it is time.
Sir, do you know that Chinese military commission?
Unless they are so powerful.
So when we are talking about the military commission of China, People's Liberation Army, it acts in a completely different capacity as compared to that of the civilian government.
It's a CRA license? No. Because they very clearly knew that they were playing with the national security.
There's a problem with the audio with Rajat. Rajat has a problem with the audio. I'll get Aparajita and General Bakshi on the left. We are on a serious point. I don't want us to speak over each other because a lot is lost otherwise. I'm making a very serious assertion right now. And viewers, I want us to rise up as a nation and ask this question to the Congress party. Enough nonsense from their side. Enough false allegations from their side. If they have been indirectly on the payrolls of the Chinese, the country has a right to know. Now, here is my point, General Bakshi. You can come in. We need to have a solid debate on this. There is the Rajiv Gandhi Foundation, which is run and managed, and the money all managed by Sonia Gandhi, Priyanka Vadra, and Rahul Gandhi, principally. So they are the principal beneficiaries of this foundation. They can say whatever, we are working for society, but they are the financial beneficiaries. This group is working with China's CAIFC, Chinese Association for International Friendly Cooperation. According to international papers published by the US Army War College, Strategic Studies Institute, General Bakshi, the CAIFC is working with the People Liberation Army's Military Intelligence Department in choosing foreign targets, which means in choosing spies, in international espionage, in compromising foreign nationals to work for Chinese interest. You want me to be more direct? You want me to be more direct, Renu?
How does this influence what is happening?
How does this influence? You take money from them.
How is this?
You take money from them.
BJP.
How is it relevant?
Nonsense. You take money from them.
BJP.
The link between Congress if they are taking money or not, you can't decide and I can't decide.
And this is not the right kind of link, not in the interest of the nation.
Aparajita Sarangi is on the debate with Renu right now.
You don't want to
Not in the interest of the nation.
No, but you don't
See, in
want to
the
discuss
interest
issue.
of the nation, I would like Congress and the supporters of Congress here to disagree with me.
If this is, if you are so serious
1
about the
crore.
child,
Yeah, I am damn serious. One minute. Just Aparajita, I'm getting provoked. No, Aparajita, 1 minute. Aparajita, 1 minute. Renu, 1 minute.
Why trade practices are still going on to billions of dollars?
Renu, people are loving what I'm saying right now.
Doesn't have any answers.
People are loving what I'm saying right now. General Bakshi is on.
No,
and I want to say something very alarming
what you're saying. Because people can see what you are trying to do. You are trying to distract.
What am I trying to do?
And you are trying to save this government from answering questions.
I am trying to save this government.
That's what I'm telling you.
Aparajita can respond to you, then I'll come.
Answered.
We are dealing with China issue in a very firm and resolute manner, madam.
He doesn't come to the house, and then you are standing here and talking about
Defense Minister,
Congress.
please listen to me, madam. Unless and until you listen to me, how do you know what's our stand?
Get an investigation.
See, as far as China is concerned, Prime Minister Modi's government is very clear. We are dealing with the issues pertaining to China in a very firm and resolute manner. The Defense Minister gave a statement on the floor of the House. Now, for every small or big thing, Prime Minister Modi need not come out into the open and speak. Dignified silence is a very powerful weapon. Actions speak louder than words.
I'll now get General Bakshi and Lokesh.
These were skirmishes.
Yeah. No,
we are proud of our
I'll get General Bakshi. I'll get General Bakshi and Lokesh and Gaurav back on air. I'm on a fundamental point now. I want a fundamental point now.
He cannot come so as to answer.
I am on a clear point.
Tell me why.
I am on a clear point. Just be quiet. General Bakshi has been waiting his turn for a long time. General Bakshi, I'm coming to you with one question. General Bakshi, I'm coming to you with one question. And Gaurav can support me on this. See, they will say, Gaurav, General Bakshi, that there is no quid pro quo with China, you know. This money we are taking in Rajiv Gandhi Foundation from Chinese embassy has nothing to do with the policy decisions of the Manmohan Singh government. Then my question is, you take the money in the Rajiv Gandhi Foundation, right? And then in 2013, you get the armed forces to dismantle bunkers and observation posts in East Ladakh's Chumar region, despite the aggressive deployment by China. Matlab, you take the money in Delhi into your foundation, and then later your government, your own government, like your own RGF, it gets the army to dismantle bunkers and observation posts in East Ladakh. I ask why? Why should I not draw a link? General Bakshi.
Absolutely. Arnab, if I may, you know, the Chinese state security apparatus, state security bureau, they spend huge amount of money on sums on influence operations. Mark my words, influence operations. They identify those NGOs, those think tanks, party affiliations which are close to the ruling dispensations, which can influence policy. They give them these grants under the cover of these kind of NGOs. Now, apropos the issue of NGOs, Arnab, may I remind the August gathering here that most of the damage done in the so-called colored revolutions was by whom? Was by NGOs, which have been fronts for the CIA and other intelligence organizations. The Chinese have caught on to these tactics with great amount of gusto. They are very good at greasing palms. They are excellent at influence operations. They have been carrying them out very successfully in the United States itself, in the US academia, in the US think tanks, and even have infiltrated organs of the United States government. So
question being, so the question being, I take it to Gaurav. So the question being, Lokesh, the question we'll ask, and maybe Gaurav takes it further, is this: you were soft with the Chinese. There is more than enough evidence, especially in UPA2, that the approach to the Chinese changed after Sonia Gandhi went to Beijing, after she signed that agreement, and the pictures are on the screen. And I want to run the pictures full frame. After Sonia Gandhi got Rahul Gandhi to sign an agreement with the Chinese in Beijing. Can I have those pictures on the screen of the signing ceremony? After the signing happened in Beijing, after this incident, the approach changed. After that, Gaurav, the UPA2 stopped the construction work at Demchok at the Chinese behest. They made the army stop the construction of a passenger shed well within our territory in Demchok in 2011 when the Chinese asked them to. They remained silent amidst Chinese aggression in Ladakh in 2013 when they grabbed 30 kilometers of Indian territory till Demchok. After this, Gaurav, right after this, they kept quiet on 19 kilometers incursion into Dipsang, 2011. So stop shouting. So what I'm saying is, you signed that private agreement in a so-called private capacity, and you compromised India's national interest right after that.
You are simply deriving all your conclusions upon very little information.
I drive no conclusions. I'm linking dates.
Rather than
Gaurav can respond to you. Gaurav.
Government responsible to the people.
Gaurav, over to you, Gaurav. Over to you, Gaurav.
Arnab, there is, sir, please allow me, sir. Arnab, there is enough circumstantial evidence here. Whatever you have mentioned on screen, enough circumstantial evidence to say that on this date money was taken, and on this date this happened. 2 + 2 = 4. You can't remove Rajiv Gandhi Foundation from the UPA because they are owned by the same people. They are run by the same people.
Correct.
Rajiv Gandhi Foundation is run by Rajiv Gandhi's family. They are in charge of it, and they are also in charge of.
Are you educated?
सर चलिए सर जरूर आपको बेहतर पता होगा मुझसे, लेकिन एक बात बताइए सर, एक बात बताइए ना। चलिए मुझे नहीं पता, आपकी बात मैं मान लेता हूँ। आपने चीनियों से पैसा क्यों उठाया ये बताइए पहले। सर ये छोड़ दीजिए, मुझे नहीं पता। सर ऐसे थोड़ा ना होता है, सर क्या पॉलिटिकल पार्टी वाले हैं, सिटीजन के साथ ऐसे बदतमीजी करेंगे आप? ये तो गलत है ना, ये तो गलत है। मैं तो सिर्फ सवाल पूछ रहा हूँ आपसे। सर एक मिनट, मैं आपसे पूरी सेंस की बात कर रहा हूं। मैं आपसे सिर्फ ये कह रहा हूं, एक सवाल मैं पूछ रहा हूं सर, एक सवाल पूछ रहा हूं बस। एब्सोल्युटली सर, मैं मानने को तैयार हूं, आप मुझसे ज्यादा अक्लमंद है, मैं आपसे सीखने की कोशिश कर रहा हूं। आप बड़े हैं हमारे सर, टॉलरेट कर लीजिए छोटे को, क्या फर्क पड़ता है। अब मैं आपसे पूछ रहा हूं, आपने चाइनीज से पैसा क्यों लिया?
देखिए गौरव जी, सिविल सोसाइटीज की हम बात
पैसा क्यों पकड़ा ये पूछ रहा हूं।
तो एम्बेसीज जो है वो बहुत बार सिविल कल्चरल एस्पेक्ट्स के लिए फंडिंग करती है। मिलिट्री
ये पैसा किसके पास गया सर?
आपस में मिक्स मत कीजिए।
ये पैसा किसके? राजीव गांधी फाउंडेशन के ट्रस्टीज कौन है सर?
राजीव गांधी फाउंडेशन का कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन क्या है? इट्स अ सोसाइटी दैट वर्क्स इन द सिविल कैपेसिटी। Is it registered?
सर उसके ट्रस्टीज कौन है सर?
Is it an organ of the state?
सर राजीव गांधी फाउंडेशन के ट्रस्टीज कौन है सर?
Organ of the state? Organ of the state है क्या? Does it have any form of saying?
Sir, I'm just asking.
No, it
I'm just asking. एक मिनट सर, एक मिनट. Okay, okay. Let me respond to you. Let me respond to you. Let us say Rajiv Gandhi Foundation is not an organ of the state. It is not an organ of the state. सर एक बात बताइए. सर एक बात बताइए. मैं मंत्री हूं सर. मैं मंत्री हूं. ठीक है. फॉर एग्जाम्पल मैं मंत्री हूं. मैं एक एनजीओ खोल लेता हूं. मैं एक एनजीओ खोल लेता हूं, उस एनजीओ में मैं फंडिंग ले लेता हूं पाकिस्तान से, और मैं पाकिस्तान का जो मन है वो कर देता हूं। और जब मुझसे सवाल पूछते हैं कि आपने पाकिस्तान से पैसा क्यों लिया, फिर आपने ये काम क्यों करा, इट इज नॉट एन ऑर्गन ऑफ द स्टेट, ये तो मेरा पर्सनल मामला है, ये तो एनजीओ है, आप तो समझते ही नहीं, आप बेवकूफ हैं।
अच्छा, one question. Let's go deeper. Gaurav, I'm taking over now. Gaurav.
For me, sir.
Gaurav, good Jugalbindi tonight. Let me come back. Okay, one second. Let's look at dates. Let's get Rajat also into the debate. It's getting beautiful, wonderful debate. I'm really enjoying this debate. It's been fantastic. And my friend Gaurav Arya is doing a great job out there. Hats off to him out there. Now the question goes, Kamru, listen. I love dates. There's something about dates, you know. I like to memorize dates. I like to remember dates. I associate dates with events. If you tell me, you know, what happened on which date, I'll tell you. I have a photographic memory of that. Now, the two dates in my mind are 2008, 2009. 2008, Sonia Gandhi. Kamru, why don't you speak over me, man? Why do you talk like this? People like it. I'm a popular guy. People don't like it when people speak over me.
Major Arya is spreading carnage on national television.
Yeah, that's all right. It's a cliche. Okay, Major Arya is terrible. He's a bad person. Let's send him to jail. Please bring Parambir Singh back. He'll send Major Gaurav Arya to jail. Bring Parambir back. He'll send Gaurav Arya to jail. Okay, now here's a question.
Now, Major Arya.
Yes, here's a question.
What is the difference between Rajiv Gandhi Foundation and PM Cares Fund? Both are private funds not created by the parliament. Both have violated the FCA regulations. If Rajiv Gandhi Foundation has taken 1.35 crore,
Sir, एक बात बताइए
PM Cares Fund has taken 48 crores from Chinese companies. And that too after Galwan. Can Major Arya
from Chinese embassy?
सर एक मिनट
रिफ्यूट करते हो?
एक मिनट आप देखिए, सुनिए, आप मेरी बात समझिए, मैं सिर्फ आपसे एक सवाल पूछ रहा हूं। सर, आप कंफ्यूज कर रहे हैं।
पार्लियामेंट सब बना,
हुजूर, आप कंफ्यूज कर रहे हैं।
एक प्राइवेट फंड नहीं है।
सर, आप कंफ्यूज कर रहे हैं। आप कंफ्यूज कर रहे हैं सर मामले को। मैं आपसे सिंपल सा एक सवाल पूछ रहा हूँ, आपने चीनियों से पैसे क्यों पकड़े? मैं ये जानना चाह रहा हूँ आपसे।
आप झूठ बोल रहे हो।
अरे झूठ नहीं बोल रहे सर, मैं आपसे पूछ रहा हूँ क्यों पकड़े पैसे? आप बोल दीजिए हमने नहीं लिए चीनियों से पैसे, कहानी खत्म।
No, simple question. Okay.
सर, आप रिस्पेक्ट ना करें, आप सच बोलें। मैं भी फिर आपकी रिस्पेक्ट करूंगा अगर आप सच बोलेंगे। आप सच्ची तो नहीं बोल रहे।
Gaurav, let's get Rajat back. Question is, Kamru, 1 minute. Kamru, listen here. Kamru, the two dates I was talking about, 2008. In 2008, they have this wonderful trip. Sonia Gandhi is treated like a queen by the Chinese Communist Party. She's really feted around, and then she takes her little boy and she tells, little boy, go sign that agreement with the Chinese. Little boy goes, this picture is taken. I wish they're now little boy as well as Antonia Maino, both hoping this picture had never gone out. But ladies and gentlemen, in today's day and age, Renu, nothing remains hidden. The picture is out, picture full frame on the screen. And immediately after that, in 2009, there are incursions by the Chinese. When the incursions happen, something very interesting happens. You know, the Manmohan Singh says, no big deal, nothing big deal. We are in touch with the Chinese, all's good. Nothing major. Keeps trying to play down the incursion, and he chooses to rely on the then Chinese ambassador's statement, the Indian Prime Minister. Now, this happens immediately, months after this deal. Which means, Renu, that obviously after this deal, even the Indian Prime Minister was in no position to take on the Chinese. And interestingly, when the PLA initiated power projects, highways and rail links in Gilgit-Baltistan and other areas of POK, Congress government was fine with it. It's perfectly all right with them. Why? How come? Why should I not link the two? Why should I not link the two, Renu? Tell Rajat, say it tonight. Tell Rajat, say it tonight.
What has happened now? You have to talk about the Modi government.
Well, Modi government has chased down the Chinese in Galwan. The Modi government chased back the Chinese in Doklam, and the Modi government has handled the situation in Tawang.
Don't you understand anything I'm saying to you?
Ma'am, there are laws that if you go against India's interests, there are sedition laws in this country. What Rahul Gandhi apparently, it seems like with all the evidences, there is a clear quid pro quo case which the Congress party wants to brush it under the carpet. Ma'am, please allow me to finish. give me this courtesy of letting me finish my point. The important thing is the FCRA license of the Rajiv Gandhi Foundation. Please keep on with this
Rajat, go on. Breaking news tickets. Rajat, go on, Rajat.
The point is that the Indian bureaucracy very carefully analyzed the Rajiv Gandhi Foundation's FCRA agreements, licenses. They went into the details of it. They found out there are clear infringements and they cancelled the FCRA license. The Congress party did not challenge that cancellation because they very well knew if they go out and discuss this, it will be cleaning more dirty linens in the public. They did not want to associate, they do not want to discuss what was there in those documents that Rahul Gandhi was signing. This comfort that Rahul Gandhi and Priyanka Gandhi Vadra have with the Chinese envoys, the Chinese ambassadors in India is just so surprising. Ma'am, please, you are a conscientious citizen of this country. Don't you see when the Doklam was unfolding, then at the very same time, Rahul Gandhi was secretly meeting the ambassador. Don't you find something off in that meeting? When you have a sitting defense minister,
the family has had this relationship with the Chinese.
GD fighting tooth and nail on Doklam. They are having dinners tonight together.
Jal Bakshi is coming in. Give way to Jal Bakshi is coming in, Rajat. Jal Bakshi on the debate. Last 2 minutes of the debate, Jal Bakshi making a quick intervention. Jal Bakshi.
Arnab, can I give you a quick illustration of how these Chinese influence operations worked? You know, in the UPA era, there was a doctrine circulated, non-alignment 2.0, which said that China is a nuclear power and India should at no stage think of militarily taking on China. We should stop raising further formations, building up defense infrastructure. We should raise local guerrilla units to fight a fighting withdrawal in case the Chinese come. Do you know this was actually proposed? Now do you understand what an influence operation is?
Why don't you stop the trade and commerce with Chinese?
अरे साहब आप ट्रेड को छोड़ दीजिए हम कह रहे हैं कि at that stage it was advocated by serious groups that India should not contest any Chinese attack or advance because it can lead to a nuclear war.
Being used as
and therefore we should only use guerrilla.
To give us
Renu, you are saying something. Renu, you are making some unfortunate comments today. Renu, you are making some. Renu, you are making some unfortunate comments today. Renu, you are making unfortunate comments.
No, unfortunate, no. Right comments. I am saying that this program has not enlightened me on why the government is not acting against China.
Of course, the government is acting. Otherwise, how are you safe at your home today? If the government's not acting, if the government were not to be acting, then why would the Chinese push back?
Don't give me all that.
What do you want, ma'am?
Let us discuss how I am safe and why I am safe. Let's discuss today. Let's not go into history.
No, I'm talking about today. You're safe today because you're safe today and learn to be grateful, Renu. Learn to be grateful. You are safe today because 300 Indian soldiers pushed the Chinese back physically. That's why you're safe tonight. That's the only reason you're safe tonight.
They do not have any responsibility towards Parliament.
Our soldiers make over and over and over again.
Once it comes out,
this is national shaming that they are trying to do of our soldiers who are fighting it in those freezing environment. These are the people who sit in their comfortable ACs and sofa sets and they come in and call them into question. These soldiers who are making supreme sacrifices on the border. Ma'am, nobody is interested in what you believe in. Keep your beliefs to yourself. That's it. We believe in our government. We believe in the defense ministers.
Anyway, viewers, I'll only say one thing at the very end. Never forget that the Vadra Gandhi family, whatever it is, the Vadra Nehru family, has always compromised national interest. Never forget that Rahul Gandhi's great-grandfather said, not a single blade of grass grows, don't worry about losing Aksai Chin. Rahul Gandhi's great-grandfather, never forget and never forgive the fact that Nehru actually said that if China is not given a permanent seat in the Security Council, we are not going to go in at the cost of China. That's a man who compromised national interest every single day that he was Prime Minister. Never forget that, ladies and gentlemen. And remember, things are changing. And I shall see you tomorrow at 9 o'clock sharp. Good night and goodbye.